What's up, babe?
So, what you want to talk about?
Did you see season 2 of Bridgerton?
Hold on, we need to talk about season 1 because we're behind.
We were behind, but season 2, OMG.
You liked season 1 better, though.
I did. I like season 1 better. That's true.
So yeah, season 1.
What
We decided
happened
to
in season 1.
We decided to jump on this fad. I think we pretty much watched everything. So we were like, well, let's watch Bridgerton. And like I said, Nate. This was more Nate's era than my era. Like he really just.
I like the politely talking trash aspect.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So.
Did we talk about Bridgerton already? I guess I'm confused.
Very little. We just started it.
Okay.
Episode 5.
Okay. Yeah. So. Yeah, we decided to jump on this fad that everybody else was watching Bridgerton, and they had just dropped season 2. So we were like, well, let's watch it. And I mean, there are adult scenes. I was just like, oh, okay. And that girl, and see, okay, so
the sex scenes were definitely extended.
Yeah, like a lot. I'm like, okay. This could have been a 45-minute episode, but it was an hour because they had their little 15-minute fame session. But speaking of those scenes, that girl, Titi, in season 2,
Mm-hmm.
You were talking about her underwear, like her undergarments or whatever. Remember when you said that?
Mm-hmm.
That you said you didn't know old.
Like they can make them silk and nice looking, yeah.
Like it was like sexy and stuff.
It wasn't
like
mm-hmm.
old generation underwear or whatever. What is it called? Old time period underwear was like good looking. I was like, okay, well, what about my granny panties then? My granny panties good looking?
Yeah, I love your granny panties.
You better. No, but yeah. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, the Duke wasn't in season 2.
Like at all.
Like yeah,
which was very surprising. I don't know what he's doing.
Right. He must have got like a bigger role
somewhere.
Yeah. Because I mean, not saying he was like the one that I liked the best, but yeah, he like out of the men, I liked him the best. He was the hottest to me. So
he wasn't caught up in scandal enough, so he had to go do something different.
Mm-hmm. Basically, yeah. We'll make sure we put their spoiler alert.
But what do you think of the show? Like or dislike?
I liked it. Like I said,
Why not?
I almost felt kind of dumb watching it because I like had to look stuff up.
Weren't used to those old English words.
Post haste. I mean, I can kind of like infer what it meant, some of it, but some of it I did have to look up.
Dowdy.
I like the twist in there too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm ready for season 3, and like you said, that she got 8 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Lady Bridgerton, the main Lady Bridgerton, has 8 kids, so they can literally have 8 seasons if they really want to.
And then they could go into the grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, since you already got a grandkid.
Yep. I was really surprised on who the Lady Whistledown was.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed they let it out of the bag so early.
Yeah.
Like it was fun trying to figure out who it really was.
Yeah, but then when they told us it made sense. We were like, oh yeah, we called that, but we were like waiting to see or whatever. I mean, it was emotional. Like I didn't cry. I did cry at the part where the sister Edwina was like with the queen and the king had came out and she had that one-on-one with the king and it made me cry. But I didn't cry any other times, which is not saying much because I cried everything. So it wasn't that, like, you know what I mean? It wasn't that emotional, but it had just enough. I would say I'd give it like a 9 out of 10.
Let's say I think they
What about
did
you?
too many episodes with the well, the Viscount, is that correct? Viscount?
Oh.
Viscount was like in sexual heat with Dee Dee.
Yeah, I was like
There was too many episodes. Like they needed to end that and then like have the scandal sooner.
like it was a joke. I was telling Nate I was gonna go around the house being like, because that's all he did. That's all he did. Like he was like a dog in heat or something. Like
Yeah, legit.
it was too much. Like I can appreciate some sexual tension, but like there's a line. Like
And
I don't
then
need,
due to him in season 1 being in love with a mistress,
with the opera singer.
a mistress, the it's my duty, blah blah blah, I'm a man of nobility, blah blah blah, I would never, blah blah, is bullshit.
You couldn't take him
Yeah,
seriously.
I couldn't take him seriously in season 2. Season 1 was really good though.
It was. I agree. But you got to see a little bit more of his character and like why he is the way he is, which I understand now a little bit better once they did like the background of
Like how the dad died and stuff. Yeah.
and like almost like he really was, if you think about it, forced into doing that. But once his mom got like better or like less depressed or you know what I'm saying, like he could have lightened up a little bit more. But
overall, I got a like
Yeah.
for this one. Season 1, I get a 10 out of 10.
yeah,
Season 2 is probably like a 7.
that's why I gave it a 9. It was like a
So overall,
mixture.
That's like an 8.5.
For season 1 and 2.
Yeah, 8.5 overall.
There's gonna be a season 3, so we'll just be ready for that next
Yeah, because
year.
it's been number 1. Like that's why we watched it, because it was number 1 for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, and that it just popped back up because of season 2 being dropped, you know, so yeah, I liked it. Who's your favorite character?
Who's mine? Well, at the beginning it was Eloise, but then she got annoying. Like
In the beginning, like season 1, or in the okay. She got annoying because she was trying to find the lady Whistledown. Is that what you're saying?
I probably like the boxer the best, to be honest.
Why?
Basically because like he's like not of nobility. He's working hard and bringing himself up. Now he's got a business. I like the dressmaker too. Same way, same reason.
Yeah.
You know, they don't start with nobility, but they're working their way up.
Yep.
You know, with their skills and talents.
I was gonna say, I feel like you could relate to the boxer turned businessman.
Yeah.
Because he, you know, started down at the bottom and then connected with the right people, had the right situation, you know, pop up for him, where it was questionable, like he did something questionable, you know, to get that situation, get that money, but then he recorrected himself, like he redeemed himself, and it made it worth it. So yeah, I could see that. I could see it, because he did start making me doubt his, you know, ethics. Character and ethics. But I mean, we all gotta make it somehow. So he was really doing it for his family. So I mean, there's okays and not, you know what I'm saying? Like there's fine lines. So yeah, I would say that. I would say that too. That's who I would say, I think. I do actually, you know, I do like Penn too. I do like her.
Yeah.
I mean, her character, even before knowing what we know.
I can't relate to not being liked and stuff, so.
I mean, me either, but I'm just kidding. No, it's just, you know, she was trying to do the best she could
or not be seen. I'm like the biggest person when I walk in a room
right.
most of the time.
But I'm looking at her, I'm like, how can you not be seen because you're short? Because like now, I mean, I go somewhere and I have red hair, red curly hair like her. Mm-hmm. And I'm the first thing, like, if someone says they don't remember who I am, that's a lie. Like, there's no way. Because I literally talk, I guess you didn't really talk to everybody, but I literally talk to everybody. I stick out like a sore thumb. So do you. Mm-hmm. So, but I wouldn't say she's my favorite character, though. Oh, that's who it was. Her mom is my favorite character. I don't know what her name is, but
I didn't like her in
Lady
season
Featherington.
1, but in season 2, I like her.
Yeah, she's got like she has some big twists, and she does whatever she can for her family, and I really liked her in season 2. Y'all should let me know if y'all watch it. Who's your favorite character? Let us know below. But yeah, can't wait for season 3.
So it's kind of interesting, like, as Netflix has really become so big, it's like, whoever's in the top 10 on Netflix, that's what you're watching. Like, it's that...
I mean, that's what we're watching, yeah.
It's that influential.
Unless it's, like, back from 2001. Like, they've had some from, like, 2001 pop up, and we're like, oh, okay. I mean, we've already seen that, so I wonder why, you know, they're pushing that, but, you know, everybody has an agenda, I guess. But yeah, honestly, Netflix has come a long way since we first got it, when they were, you know, mailing DVDs to you. So, and then they introduced that whole like, oh, you can watch them on the TV and get DVDs mailed, and we're like, wait, what? Like, we didn't even I don't think we took a couple months to upgrade. Like, we've been with Netflix since day one, and my family has, and I should have definitely invested in Netflix back in the day, but I don't think people thought it was going to outdo Blockbuster. But
yes, we had Blockbuster at first. Mm-hmm. You know, and Blockbuster would send you the DVDs, but then I guess Blockbuster still did the overages. See,
we never did Blockbuster.
So what got Blockbuster was the overages, was so basically like non-customer service friendly stuff, right? You got a $20 DVD, then you'd have like $50 in overages.
Yeah, it should be like a library. I feel like
you gotta have like a cap,
minimum,
like a cap somewhere. You know, oh, you just want to buy it? That's cool, $20.
Right.
No biggie.
Moving on.
Well, it's a used DVD. We'll give it to you for $10.
Right.
You know.
They just didn't have this. I feel like they didn't have the inventory to replace the movie. You know, they only ordered 1 movie or 2 movies, you know what I'm saying, at a time. So if someone took it, then they could never get it back in stock.
Right.
So that's why they charge you so much, because it's inconvenience to them, which is not really customer service oriented, but it was more inconvenience to them to go bring it to you. But I mean, I do miss Blockbuster, because the excitement of like going to Blockbuster, it was like a family outing, you know, like you go to Blockbuster with your whole family and y'all all get to decide on a movie together, like, and then you buy your popcorn and your candy there, you know. Sometimes. So yeah, sometimes I think it's expensive. I think we went to Food Lion because it was like right next door. But yeah, I miss that aspect of it, but also, now there's so much stuff to watch. Like...
Yeah, so Netflix is down 35% in the past 3 months, so...
What was it like in 2000?
I don't know.
I didn't know if you could see it that far back.
I think I can only go back 5 years on this one.
Well, it was popular 5 years ago, so...
I'm happy to look it up. That
would be awesome. Just to see how much money I could have been rich. Instead of, or whatever.
So it started at $1.20, it looks like.
Oh my God, what year?
2003. Started as a penny stock.
Wow. Wow, that's
so
wild.
This brings me to the next topic,
And now it's at almost $400 a stock.
Which is how to pick stocks, right?
It's wild.
So everyone tells you that you should go with the top 10: Apple, Tesla, Amazon, Google, Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
But all of those companies, to me, have already popped off. You're like, yeah, they're going to make money and give you a dividend. But that's more like wealth preservation, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to protect your money. Whereas if you're a normal person and say I only got $2,000 a year to invest, maybe $3,000.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I put $3,000 into Amazon, I got one share of Amazon or one share of Google. I don't remember how much it is, but
you're not getting as many stocks if you go with those
you're not
major
getting as many
companies,
shares, and not getting the return that you would need to actually make something.
So you think they're at their peak right now? You don't think they're going up anymore?
Let's say they might still.
they're high.
They might still go up,
but they're high right now.
But I just can't. So the point to me is the high leverage of shares.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want to try to accumulate as many shares in a company that I think is a good company as possible. Mm-hmm. Right? So Netflix is a great example. It started out as $1 stock.
Netflix.
And as a new idea, obviously that dollar could go to zero.
But you're not losing that much.
But so if I do, say I got $3,000 to invest. I spend $1,000 on each stock, mm-hmm. 3 stocks a year, and I do that for 10 years. That's a $30,000 investment.
Something's gonna hit eventually.
Right? If one of those hits, I'm a millionaire. Right? So say you get 1,000 shares of Netflix, and now it's at $393. That's $393,000 on a $1,000 bet.
That's wild.
So this is what I call picking bangers.
Bangers.
Okay.
Bangers.
10 bangers, 100 bangers, 1,000 bangers.
Bangers.
Right. So, and
what
this is not something that
bangers.
you necessarily. You don't do this with your retirement money, right?
You do it with extra money.
You do it with extra money instead of gambling it at a poker table or gambling it.
They'll be calling people out.
On blackjack or going to buy lottery tickets or
going out to eat.
You actually go or going out to eat like us.
You spend your extra money on that. Yeah.
On companies that have futuristic technology, mm-hmm. that if their plan works, they'll be 100 or 200 or 1,000 times what they are today.
See, so back in 2003, when Netflix came out, we started using it as soon as they came out. That new concept, maybe 2004 is when we really started doing that. But we used it. That's what I'm saying. We used that program. We should have invested in it because we were consumers in that program. Same thing with eBay and Indeed and not Indeed, Amazon, half.com, eBay.
Yeah.
I was selling books off there, so I was using their platform. I was using their product to sell my product. I should have been investing in them then when I was using it. You know, it would have.
So you could do the same thing with Amazon.
Doubled.
Right.
Well, I used half.com.
I started using Amazon in 2010. They gave us a free student.
Oh yeah, I never bought Amazon.
So in 2010,
until you had it,
it's already high in 2010. Really.
You wouldn't have been able to buy it.
In 2010, okay, there's January. It was $125 in 2010,
which is already high.
And it's $3,300 today. You
wouldn't have bought it though at $125. That would.
I probably wouldn't have. Like I say. But it started at $5, $4, a
In
dollar.
19 something,
1997, it was $1.54.
Dang. Is that $3,000 now?
It's at $3,000. So if you got
That's wild.
if you got 1,000 shares in 1997,
Don't even get me.
I mean that's
At $5. That's $5.
Oh, you want to do 500? So that's 500 shares. 3342. That's $1.6 million on a $1,000 investment.
Have people come out and say that they invested in Amazon back then and now they finally sold at? I mean, has anybody? I'm not privy to that information. Like, I don't get those alerts on Google because that's not stuff I look up regularly. But I'm sure you do. Like, do you think people really invested in Amazon in 1997? Was it 97?
So,
do you think people that did that and then turned their money in and made a bunch of money, like millionaires? Do you think?
So, this is one example of how to raise money in business, right? So, Jeff Bezos went to his family and got $50,000 from each member of his family.
Right.
And they all invested in his company. They got a percentage in his company.
So he made all his family millionaires.
So every family member that invested with him, that $50,000, I think it was 10 of them. All of them
invested $50,000.
Yeah, all of them are billionaires.
Jeez. Can you imagine one of your little cousins coming up to us and being like, "Can you invest in our company?"
Immediate.
You would do it? No, don't say that.
If it's not stupid, I mean, you know, if they're not saying, "Will you invest in my?"
Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
Seashell company, or you know,
I was going to say if you were gonna give specific details or something,
let me invest in my painted seashell company.
I just didn't. That might be a good company. I'm just saying, I just can't picture taking my family seriously if they asked me to invest in like I don't know. I just don't know. Let me take that back because I'm not sure what I'm saying, but I can't picture investing money in my family and then them being like in their business or whatever, and then them being like, "Yeah, you're a billionaire now."
Right.
Like, that's wild. I mean, but if y'all got good ideas, let me know. I'll let you know if we can invest.
But that's what you're
definitely don't have $50,000 though to do that.
But I just call this fun money, right? You're doing this with money that you don't need. Mm-hmm. Like, you're gonna have it invested for 10 plus years. Like, you're not sitting there saying, "Well, I'm gonna put 1,000 in, and when it doubles up, I'm getting out."
Right. It's like more of a long-term thing.
It's a
10-year.
It's a long-term bet that a certain company, which I mean, I won't blame you if you buy 1,000 shares of something
and it doubles up,
and you take half of it out,
but then leave the other
and then
half.
leave the other half to run. I mean, I would not blame you, because then you can go buy another banger, right? Mm-hmm. You obviously half your top end, but you spread out your possibilities of finding a banger, right? Because that's really what it's about. What the big growth in the stock market is when companies go from $5 to $50 or $10 to $100 or 70 cents to $7. You know.
I'm sitting here thinking of like all the stuff we use now, like what we use now that could, or what we possibly could use now that in 15 years, because that's 15 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, that's 15 years ago.
Tesla was like $8 in 2010, I think. But
probably. But that, then I think about it realistically. Like, 15 years ago, I was 18 years old. I'm pretty sure, right? 15. So.
Well, even better. Even better in 2010.
Was I 15? Was I 18, 15 years ago?
So it's $3.90. Say $4 in 2010.
No, it's at
$1,100.
Wow.
And that's
why can't I do this math right now? Was I 18, 15 years ago, or 13?
You're 32 now. Minus 15 is 17.
Okay, so I was pretty close. 18. 17, 18. There's no way at 17 or 18 years old that I would have known to invest like that.
Right.
But now there are 17 to 18 year olds knowing how to invest now, which is amazing and great. And I wish I had that knowledge when I was 17 or 18 years old. What about you?
Oh, for sure. 100%.
And that's why
I think at that time there was only one company or maybe two companies where you could get online and trade without like actually having to call somebody and having like a certain amount of money. And because old school, like, so if you're back in the 90s, like, you'd be going through a broker and you'd have an individual person you would call and talk to, and they would require like $5,000 minimums per stock and
all these like
stipulations.
Yeah, so that wouldn't have been realistic for me either.
Whereas now the access,
is in your hand.
Everything,
your fingertips.
Yeah, everything is. It's free to trade, right? The companies make money off the difference with what they buy. You buy at this price. You buy at this price. Well, if they buy it 2 cents lower, they get 2 cents. That's how they make their money, and I'm fine with that because I locked in a certain price for free. There are day traders that do go direct to the stock market now with programs. So they don't have to go even through a broker. So, but you obviously pay for that service.
Yeah.
But if you're doing thousands of trades a day.
Do you think, this is a side note, do you think that, now we need people to work apparently, or companies need people to work? Do you think that the younger generation is not working because they actually like invested in the stock market during the 2020 COVID situation where everything kind of crashed a little bit in the stock market? Do you think that's why they're not working, because they make more money playing with the stock market than working an actual job? Do you think, or is that more?
I think there are people out there that had taught their children. Like, I think there are people that had grown up and learned to invest and taught their new children now to invest at a young age. And I think that there will be less people that, since they invest, they don't necessarily have to work. Right. Honestly, within 3 generations, your kids shouldn't really have to work if you're doing your finances correct. Like,
why am I working? Kidding, go ahead.
Because our family's like stuff, I don't know.
Huh?
Because our family likes stuff. Things, clothes, cars, houses.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Everybody gets 10 Christmas presents.
I was thinking about that today randomly when I was in the car. I was like, there is so much affordable, like, I wouldn't say cheap, but affordable things. Like, you could go to Salvation Army and buy your kids clothes. And then if you
takes a little effort to find something good, but yeah.
I mean, why does it have to be good? Like, they're just going to outgrow it. You know what I mean? Like, so, I don't know. I was just thinking, like, people say it costs so much to have a kid, and it probably does. Like, I don't know, because I don't have one. But was thinking, like, if you just buy used, you look on the marketplace, find friends that already have kids that are willing to give you stuff and help you out, and you know what I'm saying? Discounted. Why are you looking like that?
Well, I know they got, like, some people got to dress their kids in, Jordans and
it's not gonna be
Timberlands and polo t-shirts.
Nope.
And, stuff
just like that baby stroller that was out there. That was on the street.
Yeah, right on Arundel Street.
If anybody in Morehead watches our stuff, it was on Arundel Street over there. Was it Evans Street? I mean,
it's at least a $200 stroller.
It's expensive.
Right out of the street. Now I don't know if it was broke.
It wasn't.
And did it, but
it wasn't broken.
Could have been something broken about it.
Nope.
But
there wasn't. It was fine. Like, the wheels worked. That's all that matters. It looked like it was sitting up straight. But that's what I'm saying. Like, just people just throw away stuff.
Nice stuff. Yeah.
Nice stuff. where it could totally be repurposed and reused a different way. But
yeah.
Anyways, I don't know
but yeah,
where I was
so
going with that.
Put that into your financial strategy, and in 10 years you'll be a lot better off. Than just trying to diversify into the S&P 500,
which is okay too.
And only make 8% over 10 years.
Yeah, do what
you gotta do.
You gotta find some bangers though.
Especially when you're young. Like when you're young, take risks. I understand like a 63-year-old wouldn't want to spend their last money on
like maybe something popping off in 20 years,
yeah,
like because
they only got 10 or 20 years left.
They might have 40 years left.
It's going down, man. It keeps going down. So
they might have 40 years left.
It was in the 80s. Now it's in the 70s. So
because of all these new inventive
Gary Vee says
sicknesses.
When you get to 60, you got 40 years left. And I was like, nope, that ain't right.
It is. People can live to 100.
They can live to 100, but not very many people are doing that. Very small percentage do that. Okay. And then what quality of life are they living?
It could be a great quality of life.
Very few.
We just don't know. I'm living to 100. I don't care.
Still have a good quality of life.
I'm living to 100.
Time.
I'm calling it right now. And if you want to dump out at 70 years old, then I'm gonna have to find me another man at 70.
Okay.
If you don't want to stay with me to 100.
I mean, I'm gonna try, but.
Okay.
You're already trying to give me a heart attack now.
Why? How am I trying to give you a heart attack now?
You're stressing me out.
You stress me out. Thankfully you don't stress me out because I feel like I would have, knock on wood, I would have some gray hair and stuff, and it's only like 1 or 2.
I'm like a hostage negotiator when I come in here. Be calming you down. Like, calm down, ma'am. Don't take the hostage.
We already talked about my blood pressure when I go to the doctors.
Yeah.
Because they don't know how to do their job correctly. Trying to charge me for a wellness visit.
Leave them temp workers alone.
I hope she was a temp worker because she was trying to charge me for a wellness visit. And then
That's supposed to be free.
That's supposed to be free. And then look, my heart's already starting to beat. Hold on. And then they go back there and they're like, ma'am, your blood pressure is really high. The doctor's gonna probably want to talk to you about that. Okay, that's fine. Let her talk to me about it. So she comes in there talking about, we might have to put you on blood pressure medication. I said, for what? Because people pissed me off. I was like, come back at me in about 20 minutes and she's like, we can't let you leave until your blood pressure goes down. I'm sitting here trying to explain to her the situation again, so it makes my blood pressure go up more, that this lady's charging me wrong. And then finally, I don't know, he's a medical assistant, came in and he was like, just take some deep breaths and think about a happy place. And I started thinking about the beach, and I started calming down, and he was like, look, your blood pressure is 120/80. And I was like, normal. I know. It's always normal. He's like, calm down. Let me take the blood pressure cuff.
Girl, that's pre-hypertension now.
I was like, let me take the blood pressure cuff off real quick, whatever. And then sure enough, she was like, when I walked out, she's like, ma'am, you're right. No, she didn't even say you're right, because they won't say you're right when you are right. Sorry, I'm getting off a tangent, but.
That's fine.
They were like, they didn't say you're right. They're like, yeah, so there is no charge for that. I was like, I know, thank you, have a great day. But I had to be there an extra 45 minutes because my blood pressure wasn't going down. Because I had to keep re-explaining it.
If we're going to complain about healthcare, I want to know who came up with this BS that if you start talking about your problems,
you get charged.
In a physical, that it's a completely separate visit charge.
If that is not the most bull crap,
like why would that not be included
in your wellness visit?
In a physical,
it's a wellness visit.
Yeah.
/ physical.
Whatever you want to call it, a physical. I would have to so if say I was having stomach issues, I'd have to have the doctor do the physical and push my stomach, and they go, ow.
Right, but then you get charged for saying ow.
No, you don't. You shouldn't have that. But
Yeah, you should.
But if you had complained about it and said, "Oh, my tummy's hurting," then it's a visit. Or for me,
I think they're still going to code it that way. It's still a visit because they found something wrong with you.
You know, for me, I'm like, "Hey, my knee swelled up when I played basketball because I tore my ACLs in high school."
They charged you
$140. I'm like, "Hey, come on, man! I would have put the needle in my own knee."
You should have waited for them to. You should have waited for them to do. Did they still do that? Where they knock your knee and your knee go like that? You should have said "ow" then and tried that next time. If your theory is right, that apparently if you say "ow" in the middle of something, then it doesn't count.
You know,
that's wild.
So I don't know who came up with that,
but it's stupid.
But it's definitely stupid.
Dumb.
You know, I know there's a lot of other things to complain about in healthcare.
Huh?
But dumb, stupid, or dumb.
Huh?
You know.
But that is stupid. That is really that's not. And speaking of that, I probably need to go back this year to go get my stuff because it's been 2 years. So, but I'm not doing any virtual visits. So if they try to say let's do a virtual visit, no, because you can't tell me that they can really see what's wrong with you through a cell phone. I'm sorry. Like, I'm all for technology and advancing technology, but if there comes a day where they won't let you come in the office ever again, and they think that being over a camera and that's it is the only way, like I'm gonna be that person to put my foot down unless they come up with a way to incorporate where they can see and feel you through the phone or something, which I'm sure they will one day, but
don't be giving my ideas away.
Sorry. But I'm sitting here like, and this is not me talking. I love my doctor. Our doctor is great. But like he's great. There's no buts. But when we had COVID, we had to talk to him. We talked to him through a phone. Mm-hmm. And I sure as heck was not going to pay for my visit if they had the same thing. So I was like, whatever you prescribe him, just prescribe it for me too, because
well, no prescribing.
It was like which is fine. Like it was like take zinc, take vitamin D, get some. What else was it? Zinc, vitamin D, and I guess pain reliever or whatever, maybe. I don't know. So it really wasn't any prescriptions involved with that. Zinc? Not zinc. A Z-Pack? There was a Z-Pack involved, I think. Just in case or something. Maybe. That was the prescription. But, like I said, I will be that old person in 40 years when technology advances. If it's just a phone thing and they say, well, all the appointments are over the phone now, I will be that old person that says no.
Well, why is a HSA plan so looked down upon but so good?
I don't know. I don't have one of those.
So
either.
A high yield deductible plan, right? It caps you out at a lower rate than a traditional, what they call a PPA plan, where it's 80% covered. You pay 20% and a deductible.
I like that better, but...
So people like that better because normally it's a lower cost.
Right.
But when you actually get sick, you go bankrupt because 20% of $100,000 is still $20,000, and most normal people can't pay $20,000. Whereas the HSA plan, so my HSA plan is $2,000. I think yours is $7,000. Right. So so the max you're gonna pay is $7,000.
But see,
anybody can make a payment plan and pay $7,000 back.
Here's my thing though with that. I feel like they should be tailored to the individual.
Right.
Like it shouldn't be everybody has to do this plan.
Right.
Or everybody has to have this thing. Like they should be able to just like life insurance.
They can tailor it to the person.
Yeah, like it's tailored to the person.
History and family history.
Family history, weight, blood pressure, all that. I feel like that, if they're going to take a drastic step in healthcare, like that should be one of the steps. But they
would charge us more because of our weight.
You know what? I'm trying to work on that. And maybe not saying maybe it'll make other people work on it, but I mean, it might encourage people to be the healthiest version of themselves as they can be to keep their costs down. And I'm saying this as somebody who is overweight. Mm-hmm. So I'm already paying a crap ton of money. So why don't I just pay a crap ton of money
and have a better plan? Right.
You know, I'd rather pay more money to have a better plan than pay what I'm paying now, which is a lot of money to not have a good plan and not have used my insurance in 2 years. But I still have it in case of emergencies, which you should have. It's just crazy to think about. And
so like mine is a $2,000 deductible. Well, my employer pays $1,000,
which is awesome.
So my deductible is really only $1,000, and that's the max I can spend every year. But I'm putting it into an HSA savings account,
so it makes money.
So once my deductibles hit, so I can make it where anything over $4,000 gets invested.
Yeah.
Right, and then that thing grows tax free, and I can take it out tax free.
That's great. I have an HSA plan set up, but I haven't moved anything in it yet.
So, like I said, I've had an HSA plan since 2010.
I remember that.
And I was paying $80 a month.
And I thought that was a lot.
You know, in college.
Yeah, I remember that because I thought that was a lot of money.
You know, for a $2,000 deductible plan. Because, I mean, the likelihood that I was going to get sick in my teens and 20s was unlikely, but the likelihood of me getting a car wreck,
don't say that,
you know, was very high.
Yeah, especially with some drivers in Greenville.
Because I was driving to school every day.
In Greenville. You should have been taking the bus, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, I should have. I should have snuck it like you did. You're the reason that people can't take the bus anymore.
That's right. And they really did shut it down like the last week of my senior year. They shut it down. They were like, yeah, you have to have a bus pass to get on the bus. And I was like, a bus pass? Like the Bellamy was giving bus passes.
Yeah.
The last week of school. I'm sitting here like, oh, what? I've been riding this bus the whole year, but guess what? I sure did get on the bus too. I don't care.
Because how are they going to get you off? Call the police?
Right.
Everybody going to be pissed?
No, yeah, exactly. I just said, hey, how are you doing? And I was so nice, like I am every morning, and I kept on walking. I mean, I paid for that. That was my whole point, though. I mean, I paid for the transportation in my tuition. Transportation comes out. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's a line item of what I pay for in my tuition. So to tell me I can't get on a random bus to go to school is some... I was not playing that.
Right.
They need to add another bus to that route if the Bellamy kids couldn't get on there.
But honestly, to me, the HSA plan is the best way.
I know like
you start at 18 years old and you start putting the amount of your deductible in that plan
each year,
which max is $3,500. So really, your deductible should be $3,500.
Yeah.
Right. So $3,500 a year. 10 years later, you know, and you actually need it, or say you're 18, you have a baby at 25, 7 years later, you have money for the baby.
Yeah, because that costs a bunch.
That's called financial planning instead of
debt.
Instead of bankruptcy or whatever you want to call it.
Hopefully people aren't going bankrupt.
I know there's a big push for Medicare for all.
I mean, I'll take it, but
if
at
you
what expense?
But go into a nursing home and see how elderly are treated, and they're all on Medicare, and you can see why you should not have Medicare for all, or the government deciding what should and shouldn't be done for you.
That's true.
All right. So that's just my 2 cents on it. And I know there's other countries that do a good job of taking care of, you know, you go to the doctor for a cold, you know, no problem. But if you need hip surgery, you're on a waiting list for 6 to 8 months.
That's what I'm saying. There really is no.
So there's got to be a compromise somewhere, and I think a compromise is HSA plans. It's just my opinion.
I also think individual plans would be better too. Individualize the plan.
Individualize the plan.
Or just get rid of health insurance altogether, and that would lower the cost.
Oh
God. What? What?
Well, that's definitely not going to happen.
But it should though. Like
it's too much money, and people are making too much money off of it.
I know, but if we all didn't have. If we all didn't have to go through a third, like it would, if
like
the money would be controlled.
40% of the jobs in America would be eliminated immediately.
I mean, those are going to be eliminated. They're going to be eliminated anyways when we have robots take over jobs.
Maybe.
So maybe when robots take over jobs, then we will be able to pay cash out of pocket for the medical stuff, and it would be less expensive. But because that's the only reason the prices are high, because people make so much money off of other people being sick,
right,
or needing the doctor. But anyways.
But tell us down below what you think we should do with healthcare.
Yeah. Tell me you agree with me.
Right now the best way with the way it is to financially plan for it. So
that's right.
Use an HSA plan. Take advantage of the tax savings with the HSA account.
Yep.
And
you're looking at me because I need to do that. We need to do our taxes first, so I know what to do with it.
Yeah, you do need to do our taxes.
Anyways.
But make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you got this far in the video,
drop the line blood pressure down.
There you go.
Blood pressure.
All right.
Down below. Let me know.
And please share this with a friend. Like, if you're one of the 10 or 20 people that watch our videos every week, please just share it with somebody. Which we appreciate you. Just share it with somebody, even if they don't like it.
Don't unlike it, but I mean, don't put a thumbs down. If you don't like it, then that's fine. Just don't watch us again. Just kidding. We don't want any negativity on our page. I'm just kidding. It's fine.
Like this information.
Nate's the one that reads those negative comments, not me.
This information could help someone out there.
For sure. Oh yeah, 100%.
That's stuck. You know, you don't know which friend is stuck in a bad situation. So
that's true.
And we're here to help. So I'm Nate.
I'm Meredith.
And this is the So What You Want to Talk About podcast.
So what you want to talk about?
Peace.
Bye.